Alright, I'm gonna try the handles video again with the single cube. Okay. Here's the default. Or the Bezier curve. Trying to get in with a single cube. This is the default Bezier curve movement. I'm gonna pause it. Now, I'm gonna go to the V. It's gonna go in the order that, well, it says free right here at the top, the free handle. Yes, you can exaggerate asymmetry. So this one side, and I guess this would be the other. It's just that I don't have a keyframe right here. Maybe I should have one for this exercise. I don't know. So, okay, so I want to look at this middle handle then. We're going to do A, make sure we're on the same handle type the whole time. It's free. It's orange, so I think it's free. Let's get the header out of the way. So asymmetry in one side can be dramatically different from the other. Definitely opposite directions. More in a moment. I verified with ChatGPT that this is an accurate demonstration of what we were supposed to get out of the demonstration for the free handle. One side can be completely different from the other. I'm going to go back to aligned. You know, I might be better off just switching. So since they're all highlighted, I'm just going to make them all aligned. So with aligned, aligned, it says symmetry of motion is visible in the curve. Will be the opposite of free. So I moved this one. Okay, mom's back in here. She's, you know, got the fan and stuff, so I hope you can hear me. I'm going to try to speak slowly and pronounce my words. Okay, so we got here, press the V, you see aligned, it's highlighted. So I'm going to compare, for this lesson, I'm going to compare it to the free handle, because it's easier to see a difference in comparison. So, now rotate the handle. Each side is automatically like a mirrored version of the other. You can achieve differences, but you would have to slide the handles in and out, so it's not quite as easy. And you won't be able to achieve if I control C, but well, I'm not going to control C. I'm going to press A and just switch handles back to free. That's it. I should be able to achieve flat if I want. And then over here, more of a steep. So relatively flat. Just going to make sure I'm grabbing the handle that I want. Relatively flat. So, I'll press play. Barely moving, it's so flat. Then it's probably gonna, it's starting to go. Because that steep, flies in the opposite direction, but it flies. And then if I want it to fly forward, and I aim for the steepness coming this way. Above 0. Yeah. And then if I A and switch back to aligned. I'm trying to achieve that same shape. It's gonna be really difficult with one side flat and the other not. As far as getting them back when they're super long, I would just try rotating the handle that you can see here, or the one that's still visible, and it'll pull it up if it's not too long. But yeah, so with this, if I try to do the same flat, I can go flat, but then this one will not go sharp without turning this side. So, pretty dramatic difference there. More in a moment. Okay, I would have assumed usually to just compare the next one to the last one I did. But Blender says that the next one would be vector, and that the strongest comparison, so with the contrast to vector, would actually be auto. So auto cleans. So gonna select all, hit V, press vector. Okay, so gonna try to create. Okay, you need to control Z. You don't want to move them all at once in this case. I'm gonna go for the middle one. There's gonna be a difference. Okay. Whoops. Okay, I ended up grabbing a keyframe. Here we go. So, straighten, in this case, it actually became free in the orange color. But Blender, I believe, is driving in the background, making changes. So I was able to do that dramatic slope versus straight on one side. But it says vector straight lines, no automatic smoothing, sharp direction changes, motion can feel mechanical and abrupt. But I'm actually gonna go to the default shape, the S-curve here. Let me just, that's all. I'm up here to interpolation. Should be able to just hit Bezier. I'm assuming that it took, and it just, I had an expectation difference. Okay, this chart, okay, I wanted to go to the default S-curve and show what the mushroom would look like if I played it on that. But I think basically what we're looking for is it should keep creating kind of like a stagnant movement. And then the other one, the auto, is going to create like a more automatically smooth movement. So it might be hard to see the things are easier to see in comparison. I'm going to press A, press V, I'm going to select auto. Deselect so I can focus in on the center handle. And play. I think I see the difference mostly here. So how it ended at the end, you know, this time how it ended, and then I will pause. Vector. One difference, well, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's hard for me to see the difference between these two. But it says vector, straight lines, no automatic smooth, and sharp direction changes, motion can feel mechanical and abrupt. Auto, blender automatically smooths transitions, curves flow more naturally. ChatGPT is a common for the difference between auto and vector to be harder to see than the difference between aligned and free. Okay, it says that is common, so I guess it really is a barely noticeable difference. Okay, then what is the best comparison for the last one then? Which is going to be automatic. I got distracted. Gonna compare auto against vector. Before I might have gotten confused. When you said auto, I'm talking to ChatGPT. I thought you meant auto clamped. So you meant automatic? So what would I compare automatic to versus auto clamped? Okay, so I compared the wrong two, I think. So, I'm gonna go A. It's already on vector. So play vector. I'm gonna compare vector to automatic, not auto clamped. Change it, automatic, There actually was a difference in the entire line. Well, that's because the handles changed, I guess. But their default position was very different. Trying to move automatic a little bit. Let's pause. This dramatic movement. Press A and switch to vector. And pause.
Thank you so much.
I don't notice much of a speed difference, but I'm supposed to compare automatic now to auto clamped. I'm sorry, I gotta press A, B, auto clamped. I'm gonna play ChatGPT with the automatic and vector. Would you say it's comparable to, let's see, in the interpolation menu there's some ones that are harder to notice, like the easy? So would you say it's more like those kind of things which are harder to notice? Okay, so the struggle here is, I think that the last three menus, auto clamped, automatic, vector, they just are not very demonstrable. They're free and aligned, but there probably is a subtle movement in how they move. It's comparable to when you switch easing types. Those are really hard to see in comparison to the interpolation types or the dynamic changes. The easing types, you barely notice if they're working. Lesson over.